Wow.
Hi, Rex.
Hale.
Yeah, Rex, that was good stuff, huh?
Yeah. My takeaway to start off would be, I really like the simple structure and focus of this approach. That you got 3 options. What was it? Status quo. Just keep it on. And then I think second was prepare for divorce. Is that correct, Steve?
Divorce or separation, yeah.
And then third is like hit the pause button, take 6 months, and focus on these issues. I like that it's just really simple and focused because life and everything seems so chaotic, and a relationship gets chaotic. And then if you can just focus on these key things, these 3 options, it seems that's the best place to start off.
Yeah, and I think, Rex, a lot of people only see before they start discernment counseling, they only see 2 options. They see the status quo, which is untenable, and they think divorce, which is scary.
Yeah.
So I think providing them with a time-limited third option is actually more of a choice than they had before.
Yeah, I agree. And what is... I mean, do they ever feel like we've already tried reconciliation? We've already tried fixing this. It's not working. Do they ever argue about that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that all the time. Usually people will say, well, we've already tried couples therapy. Sometimes it's good couples therapy and sometimes it's not. But if they're trying couples therapy when what they need is a clarity and confidence emphasis, they're kind of getting the cart before the horse. And so therapy, without having 2 therapy customers, 2 people who are willing to do the work, is not a great venture, regardless of how many certifications you have as a therapist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Steve, I'm curious, and you may have brought this up as far as, separation, controlled separation, anything like that. When you say, okay, these next 6 months, you got to listen to what we're saying. You got to commit to go all in and do what we're saying. No going off and doing. Is that right? Or do you have any separations, or is it no? You're staying together, and this is why.
Well, we have some people who come into discernment counseling. They're already living separately, and so they don't have to be living in the same domicile or the same residence in order to do the work of Path 3 and that reconciliation work. And in fact, I've got some couples who say, we want to work on our relationship, but we need a period of separation. So that gets worked into the logistics of that third path that they're taking on willing. So separation can be kind of seen as a different kind of an entity all in itself. Is it separation that leads to divorce? Is it separation that's part of a reconciliation path? That's unique to each couple, usually.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
What is there like a common thing that people walk away with when they get to the end of this, like that they've learned to better communicate, or something better that a lot of your clients walk away? Man, this was the thing that did it for us.
Everybody walks away. If they go through this process, everybody walks away with 3 things that they could change about themselves. 3 personal agenda for change items. Hey, I got to get my addiction under control. I've got to work on my mental health. I've got to work on my defensiveness. And the way I usually package that is, these are things that you should be working on regardless of whether you're married to this person, not married at all, or married to somebody entirely different. And so when we highlight those personal agenda for change items, we're not saying things like, I'll initiate date night more often. Yeah, great. You should be doing that anyway, whatever. But these should be core to who you are. I need to find more meaningful employment because my self-esteem is taking a hit because I'm doing this job over here, and I'm built for so much more. Maybe it's about, hey, I've really let my health and wellness slip, and I need to get back to the gym and get on a diet and, take my health seriously. I think that will help me be more present in our relationship. So whatever it is for each person should be very unique to them. And even if their relationship doesn't survive their Path 3 efforts to reconcile with each other, I think that they should probably still be walking away going, I'm in a much better place now because I did this work. I got my addiction, my addiction treatment has started, and I'm in a better place. I'm picking that as an example. So,
yeah, true.
This next question is for a friend. I heard the word defensiveness come up a couple times. Is that a common issue in relationships?
I didn't bring up defensiveness. Maybe you did. Maybe you brought up defensiveness.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, so it's very common.
How is that? How can somebody deal with that?
I mean, if you're the one who's getting defensive, I think the best way to deal with that is to tell your partner, like, hey, I'm in this conversation with you. You just said these things. I want my wall. I'm fighting not having my wall go up. Or I'm realizing that what you said is contributing to a feeling of defensiveness, but I'm trying to stay in the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm really battling myself from wanting to strike back or to lash out or to defend myself. I mean, I think if you can narrate that part of yourself, whether it's addiction or whatever, like, hey, I'm struggling not to go down to the bar and get another, get a beer right now. That's what the AA model is about. Hey, instead of going out and getting drunk again, call another drunk and support each other. I mean, that was the original idea, right? Two drunk people helping each other out. So if I'm getting defensive, to be able to go to my partner and say, hey, Liz, I know what you just said about me and the kids last night. I'm struggling to hear what you have to say without getting defensive. Hang in there with me because I'm not good at it yet. Or, and I think those kinds of things are really helpful.
What about for the other party? For the party that has to, where the other person is defensive?
Yeah.
Is there any advice for that?
Yeah. So if my partner is defensive, yeah, I think being able to say, hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you, but every time I talk about this thing that's a struggle for me, you seem to take it so personally that I leave not feeling heard. And so I'd really like to be heard by you. I'd really like to be seen by you, but your walls, it feels to me like you have a wall that goes up and you can't hear anything and you just deflect it back to me, and that it's all my fault. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I do have faults, but in the like manner, you're also not perfect. And can we both look at our faults? I don't know. That's the hard one, right? Is getting someone else to acknowledge their role in something.
I know. I'm trying to get everybody else to realize how imperfect they are compared to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so difficult.
If they could just be more like you, Rex.
I know it.
Exactly. Steve gets it.
Yeah, he does.
He recognizes it. This has been a great conversation. I've really enjoyed this. Do you guys have any more questions?
Because just a great hour with you. So thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me. I hope it's helpful to the people out there who are vacillating, between should I stay, should I go? There is this idea of seeking clarity, seeking confidence in that decision. We know from our research that that's what people want. They want to be able to make the right decision when it comes to divorce. And there's just so much riding on making the right decision, the best decision for this human.
They want to make that. They want to make it without the crystal ball, Steve. It's the hardest thing. I mean, my heart really goes out to clients. This is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
To look in the mirror and to really make this very life-changing decision, not just for self and partner, but for children, and really kind of a generational influence. I really admire couples that come in and really dig deep. Not easy, but so important. I'm so grateful for discernment counseling as a therapist.
Thanks for joining us today. Hey, do us a favor and take a second to subscribe to our podcast and the Utah Marriage Commission YouTube channel at Utah Marriage Commission, where you can watch this and every episode of the show. Be sure to smash the like button, leave a comment, and share this episode with a friend. You can also follow and interact with us on Instagram at Stronger Marriage Life and Facebook at Stronger Marriage. So be sure to share with us which topics you loved or which guests we should have on the show next. If you want even more resources to improve your marriage or relationship connection, visit strongermarriage.org, where you'll find free workshops, e-courses, in-depth webinars, relationship surveys, and more. Each episode of Stronger Marriage Connection is hosted and sponsored by the Utah Marriage Commission at Utah State University. And finally, a big thanks to our producer, Rex Polanis, and the team at Utah State University, and you, our audience. You make this show possible. The opinions, findings, conclusions, and recommendations expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the Utah Marriage Commission.